What's up, Elevate students? Good afternoon. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Just a quick, I gotta shout out, guys, because today was the first time that I successfully made, will it focus? That I made iced pour over. Man, guys, I've been trying for like 2 weeks to get this down. A lot of you guys probably think this is gross, but it is so good. I'm so happy that I got it. But I want to start off this devotion today. I want to do a new thing every week in highlighting some music that I think you guys would really like. And the one this week is actually, it's a whole album. And I'm going to put it over the screen here. And it's Maverick City Volume 3 Part 1. And if you haven't heard any of their songs or their albums yet, you should go listen to them. They have phenomenal songs that they're putting out right now. But this album was just released about a week and a half ago, so it's relatively new and has some really some really good songs on it. So you guys should go check those out. Anyway, I wanted to start off today. I got to give you guys the title because I always forget. The title this week is going to be Don't Laugh, and then you guys got to fill in the blank. So I was actually talking just yesterday, late last night, really, with one of my good friends named Gideon Asefa. Now, Gideon he used to go to IBC, which is where I went to Bible college at, and he graduated a year before I came there, but I became friends with him just over his involvement and everything like that throughout the years. And we were just talking, just about different stuff about God and kind of what I should, talk about today in the devotion. I kind of had an idea, but he brought up this one thing, this instance to me, this story, and he was talking to me and he said, the difference between Christianity and a lot of other religions, they don't value the emphasis or the impact that women in the Bible have. And he said, it's really crazy. I mean, you look, he said, whenever Jesus died, he was buried for 3 days, Mary went to the tomb. God sent Mary. God told Mary to go to the tomb. And he was like, and Gideon said, he was like, why is that? He said, because God sent a woman to the tomb because he knew that Mary's emotions could not be separated from what she saw. But he said, God knew that if he sent a man, he would try and make an example and make something to separate his emotions from what he saw. But he knew that sending Mary, that she would not separate her emotion from what she felt from what she saw. So I was just going through, and that really that kind of went along with what I was already studying just to talk about. And the scriptures I'm going to read from are Genesis chapter 17, verses 15 through 19. But I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, And God said unto Abraham, As for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarah, but Sarah shall be her name. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. So, just to give you a little backstory. So Sarah, previously, she could not have children. Sarah told Abraham, you have a servant, an Egyptian servant, and she can bear you a son. And that servant was Hagar. And so Abraham had a son with Hagar named Ishmael. So Sarah could not have any children. She was not able to have children. And so when it gets to verse 17 here, so after God tells Abraham, he promises to Abraham, he says that your wife Sarah will have a child. And not just a child, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. So kings will come out of this son. And what does Abraham do? Abraham, it says in verse 17, Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? So he's like, so I bear a child, I'm 100 years old. And Sarah is 90 years old. He's laughing at God, saying, how in the world are we going to have a son at our age? And Abraham said unto God, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. I already have Ishmael, and you're going to bear a son. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Man, so right here, that just kind of blew me away. It said, so Abraham literally, the issue is that he separated his emotions from what God had already showed him, from what the promises that God had already done throughout his whole life. He separated his emotions from what he knew. And it just really struck me that he would laugh at the promises of God. And so it says, a lot of times we think that the promises of God are for the Abrahams, but in reality, they are also for the Sarahs. In this situation, Abraham had separated his emotions, like I said, from what God had shown him in his life. But we need to realize that we don't need to laugh at the promises that God is giving us. And don't think that where you see God leading someone else means that God is not leading you into something great for your promise. And so that's ultimately just the devotion that I wanted to give you guys, is don't laugh at the promises. Don't think that wherever God is leading someone else, wherever you see God doing in somebody else's life, that he's not going to do something great in your life. That he's not going to lead you into success. That he's not going to lead you into blessings. That he's not going to lead you into ministry. You may think that right now you're like, farthest thing from it, it's not even in your mind. It is crazy where God will lead you if you just allow him to speak into your life and to give you those promises, and to not laugh like Abraham did and doubt those promises. So I want to ask you guys these 3 questions in the ending today, just for our Zoom call tomorrow night, is, what was the servant's name that Abraham had a son with before Sarah? How old was Abraham and Sarah when God promised them Isaac? And then the last one is, we think the promises are for the Abrahams, but they are also for the who? So, I love you guys. See you on the Zoom call tomorrow night. Be looking out for Chalked tomorrow at 11. And I love you guys. Continue reading. We're going to start, we are going to start some Bible reading plans together. And I'm looking through some of those right now. So, stay tuned for that. Have a good Sunday afternoon. I'm going to drink my coffee, and I'll see you guys later.